What's up, you guys? Cameron Cornish here, your number one real estate agent in St. George. And my wife and I are actually buying a home right now. We're in the home buying process. We are actually under contract with a home currently, but we've actually put in about, 6 different offers on homes over the past 30 days. So I just figured, hey, this could be a great way for me to share with you guys our home buying journey, what we're going through, what the negotiations are looking like, what sellers are saying, how sellers are acting and reacting to certain offers. That way you guys know what to expect as well when you're in my shoes here in the near future and you're ready to buy a home. So let's talk about some of that stuff and get into it. All right, first and foremost, let me just share with you guys the reason why we are wanting to buy right now, right? Why this time period, why this moment, and why are we getting serious about doing something now, right? Well, that's a very easy thing. Interest rates are coming down right now and are expected to come down even more throughout this year. And so if you want to talk about equity growth, there is a huge opportunity to grow equity over the next year or two with a home that you own, right? We watched this happen during COVID when interest rates came down, home prices skyrocketed. It was a seller's market. Sellers were, selling their home and asking, 10, 15, 20, 30 grand more than what the home was worth really. And they were getting it. Then there was bidding wars. There was just a whole slew of things that happened. That's just the way it works. Economy 101, right? When interest rates come down, home prices go up, vice versa. This is the way it works. There are some outliers in different markets and different cities, but for the most part, we definitely watched that happen here in St. George. And I believe it's about to happen again. So if you don't own a home right now, hey, now is the time to buy. This isn't just something I'm telling people because I'm a real estate agent. I'm actually doing this myself right now. I'm practicing what I preach, so to speak. Now, this is a common theme a lot of times, especially in election years. We're definitely going to see interest rates start to come down. The reason being is because the people that are leaving office or possibly leaving office, they want the economy to look better as you get into the election process and voting and everything else. So you're definitely going to see interest rates start to come down a little bit. Economists are saying they're going to be in the low 6s by springtime and then possibly even in the 5s come the end of summer into fall. That's exciting news, you guys. Now, here's the catch. There's 6 million estimated buyers that have been sitting on the sidelines over the past year or two that have been waiting for this moment, right? They're waiting for interest rates to drop. The problem is if you wait until they actually get down into the low 6s and 5s, you're going to be competing with those 6 million other people. And I frankly don't want to compete with them, right? I don't want to be buying a home in a seller's market. I would rather buy a home in a buyer's market. And what I'm learning is that we're getting towards the end of that buyer's market. And I have some examples to share with you guys. So let's get into that and talk about what's happening right now and what we're experiencing personally. So in the beginning of January, we actually got under contract with a beautiful home that actually had been sitting on the market for quite some time. Now, I believe it was sitting on the market for quite some time because of poor marketing. No disrespect, but they had a discount agent and that discount agent worked like a discount agent. The pictures were horrible. The house wasn't staged properly. It probably just didn't get a whole lot of traction and probably not a whole lot of showings for the price that they were asking for the home. So we set up a showing, we went and looked at it, and it was perfect for our family. It was in the neighborhood that we wanted to be in, not too far from the area we live now. There was a great backyard, big lot for the kids. It was perfect. It was a little bit of an older home, but we wanted to do that anyway, so that way we can get in there, do some DIY stuff, do some upgrades to it, and start to build some equity that way as well. However, there was a contingency, and that contingency was on their end that they needed to find a replacement property in the city that they were moving to. They went and they just couldn't find anything. They were looking and looking and looking and they just couldn't find it. So what we found out was that they bought that home right before COVID. They probably refinanced after COVID as well. They probably had a $2,500 a month mortgage, and the home that they needed to go move and find to that would fit their family is now $4,000 a month. They ended up pausing their listing and they're still looking for replacement property, kind of just using us as a backup. But, we got buyer's itch. And so we're looking. So that one kind of fell through on their end, which was too bad, but we just kept on pushing on, right? Then I ran into a home that hit the market. I found it on the MLS. First day on the market, priced really, really well. And for the size of the home, the neighborhood that it was in, it was just perfect for us. So we set up a showing that day. We wrote an offer on it that night. I would assume we were the first showing. We were the first offer, and we all did it the first day it was on market. Well, come to find out, they also had like 5 other offers over that weekend as well, and they went with another offer. So we're seeing that happen again right now, you guys, right? Like, we're watching multiple offers, and if I would have thought that one through, I would have made a better offer. And even if I would have made a better offer and paid over asking, I still would have had instant equity in the house. It was priced really, really good. And so we ended up sending in a backup offer, and we're kind of a backup offer to them right now as well. But that was a bummer, right? My wife and I, our hearts were really set on that. We were already thinking, we had it in the bag, and we were thinking about doing some remodel stuff and what we would do in this room and how we would fix this. And we were just excited about it. And so really bummed out to learn that they went with another offer. So yeah, that home was on the market for maybe 2 days, 3 days, and it was gone. We're starting to see that happen right now as well. So as rates come down, it's getting competitive, right? Here we go. Those buyers are now coming off the sideline, and they're looking. All right, so the third home that we found actually had been on the market for a little bit of a time as well, but I believe that was due to its location. In the backyard behind the wall, there was a highway. There was an area where a lot of people go shooting. So like the night we were out and we were doing a showing there, we heard gunshots nonstop the whole time. And we were there around like 6 p.m. But it was just a poor location. Now, I didn't mind any of that stuff. I actually thought it was kind of cool because I like to go shooting anyway. So I'm like, cool, there's a little area 5 minutes down the road that I can go shoot, right? But anyways, you guys, we loved it. Beautiful home, nice big lot, big backyard for our kids. It was a newer home, right? It was built in 2021. And so I ran comps. And after running those comps, I realized that home was about $50,000 overpriced. So I wrote up an offer, and I even told the agent, hey man, here's the comps that I found. These are from the same exact builder, same exact everything on the same exact block. Here's what they sold for just like 3 months ago. And so here's our offer. And the offer I wrote was even a good offer. It would have been the highest comp in the neighborhood. And they only wanted to come down about $5,000. And they didn't want to work with us on that end, right? I needed them to come down like $25,000, and they only came down $5,000. And so I just wasn't going to play that game with them, right? I wasn't going to overpay for a house. We're not there yet. We're not in a seller's market yet. So let's not get there. Hey, it's still a buyer's market, but I'm starting to realize that is starting to run out. And I think sellers are starting to realize that too. And so if you're looking to buy a home from a seller who's lived in their home for a couple years already, if their agent is good, that agent has probably informed them like I would do is that, hey, interest rates are coming down, hold out a little bit longer. Things are about to get competitive. And if you're not in a hurry to leave, if it's not an emergency that you got to get out of this house, wait it out for another month or two and you're going to get what you want out of this home. That's just the way it goes. And so they did that. We decided to go another direction. So what did we end up doing? We started looking at new construction builds. Why did we do that? Because we just figured, look, a lot of these owners of these new construction companies, they got these lots and they want to get these homes sold so they can continue to build, so they can continue to sell homes, so they can continue to keep product pushing. And they're not emotionally attached to a home like a seller might be who's lived in there for 4, 5, 6 years. So we found a home in our price range, maybe not in the location that I want to be in, but honestly, this is just a home for my wife and I to move into, build some equity over the next couple of years, sell it 3, 4, 5 years down the road, and then take that equity and then go buy another home with it as well. And that is kind of our real estate goals over the next 5 or 10 years. But what we ended up doing was we went with a new construction build, a company called S&S here in St. George. And so what we did was we actually asked for $20,000 off of the purchase price. Actually, we asked for it in a seller concession so we can use that money to pour into some other areas, interest rate buy down, help closing costs, down payment, all that fun stuff, right? We could really use it for whatever we want to use it for, but that's $20,000 that the seller will give us to use however we want. And so we wrote that offer, and guess what happened? They gave it to us, right? They gave us what we asked for. And we believe it's a really good deal. That's the home that we're actually under contract with right now. But I would definitely encourage you, right? Like, if you don't want to run into a lot of those issues and you want to save yourself some headache, hey, look at new construction. Let's go look at that. Let's go figure that out. A lot of times these builders and the owners, they're not emotionally attached to the home. They look at comps. Here's what we sold the last model home for. Let's rock and roll. Let's make a deal. And so that's what we ended up doing, you guys. So we're set to close over the next 30 days. And we're excited about that. Now, if one of those other homes that are backup offers call us and say, hey, we're ready, right? Hey, we want to get under contract again. I don't know. Things are going to be kind of hard because our hearts are kind of set on this one now. But this is just how it goes sometimes, you guys. It's kind of exhausting. It's kind of frustrating. It's hard to gauge the market, especially when things are shifting. But this is just how it goes, you guys. Now, here's what I can tell you. If you wait until spring or summertime when those interest rates come down and there's a ton more buyers, what I just experienced over the past 30 days, it's going to be like that hardcore, maybe 90, 120 days for you as you're looking for a home. And you might even be forced to settle. And I don't want you to settle, right? I would definitely say right now, February, March is the perfect time to buy a home. So do me a favor. If you're really thinking about it, considering it, I can hook you up with a great lender, help you get pre-qualified. If you're paying cash, even better, contact me. Let's get you rocking and rolling and find a home here in St. George. And let me help navigate you through this process because I'm experiencing it firsthand right now. And we'll go do this thing together. So again, you guys, my name is Cameron Cornish. All my contact information is in the description below. Do me a favor, like and subscribe to my channel for more content just like this here in St. George, Utah. And I'll be talking to you soon. See you on the next video.